I'm going to wait for you and take you to work. And he got a job right away. But meanwhile, he wanted to get from the Hayas. He wasn't supposed to work. He wanted to get from Hayas, they should give him an apartment. But they didn't give, they didn't have. So he had to go to work. They sent him to go to work. They said, you can't have a child and not going to work. So father took it and went somebody to work. He wanted to give him to work on pens, to put together the pens. And the guy said, how much you give me an hour? Jack asked, how much you give me an hour? He said, 75 cents. So he said, but you're going to know very good. I'm going to give you a raise. So your grandfather said, I'm going to come but you're not going to give me a raise. Because he was working already. He didn't want, he just had to give those guys a place that he was, looking for an apartment. Like this we worked for four weeks till we stayed in that hotel, because then finally we found an apartment also on my house. Some guy came and said he has an apartment 112th Street. We didn't know it was Harlem or what it is. We went there. It was a little room for 2 bedrooms, 2 little bedrooms, and one bigger bedroom and a kitchen. So he said, oh, so we went right down there on that Sunday. We gave him right away a deposit. He said he wants, I think, 1 week or 2 weeks for money. We gave him $35 a month. I said, fine. So we moved them. We still have our luggage by the 42nd Street, by the boat there. We walked next day. We walked all the way to 42nd Street and 112th Street. We walked to 42nd and we gave the guy the papers. We should send our baggage home. You know, when I went to the Hayas, I had to go to the Hayas to eat, because we didn't eat or for breakfast or for lunch or dinner. Jack ate already someplace. If not, I brought him home. Jack, Freddie and I took Freddie, and the guy there felt sorry for me that I was walking back and forth with Freddie. He said, you want a little carriage? So sure, give me a little carriage. So he went down the basement someplace and brought me a little carriage. So I had a little carriage. We went back and forth, but he knew, I told him already that Freddie doesn't drink milk. He should give him some chocolate or what he gave him. I came home, put it in the bottle, as she had for not to go back and forth. Then I had one dress. So this guy, he explained to me, don't you have another dress? Don't you have? He said, come in the basement, I give you. Because there was a lot of stuff in that basement in Hayas that time. He said, I give you other, but I didn't want to take anything because I just washed my one dress out and I put it up and went every day with the same thing. But once we got our things, so I didn't need them. So I made, right away, Jack had some money. We went to buy a bed and we bought for the Freddie a crib in the little room, and that's it. So when we had some more, each time we had more money, we bought something else. Bought a kitchen set, bought a living room set, and then we were ready till I got pregnant with Hila. Then I walked to Mount Sinai. They just opened Mount Sinai Hospital that time. The first time they opened, made a new wing, and they opened. Sweat. And I walked from the east side to the west side with Freddie all the time. I went to the hospital and I examined you. One of those days, the doctor said, come next time with your husband.
You can look at me, don't look at her.
I said, you can.
Look at me. Don't look at my mom.
I didn't look. Oh, look, it wasn't an easy thing. So when we heard the story, it was pretty grim. But we had no choices. And that's the whole story. When then I wound up there. We took care of Freddie, put him in a little nursery, and Frida was living already at the time with us. So she started working because she worked right away. Well, she started working, and I put Freddie in a nursery when he was 3 years old. 3 years. And it was a very nice nursery. They put they had little beds, and the kids slept in the afternoon or when they were doing. But Jack used to take him in the morning. But if he didn't come home at night, when he had to take him home 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, he was very mad. But we had a very good neighbor. He was a landlord from the house. He lived across the hall. And then he used to pick up Freddie. But he used to cry terribly. And this till finally when I came home. That was a different story. So Freddie was, once I came to the hospital, and they didn't have a bed for me. They said I have to go to the hospital, I have to stay there, but I didn't have a bed. So once I came, he said, "Oh, now we have a bed, now you could stay here." So I wanted to stay here, but I said I have the child, and my neighbor is not home or something, he can come for me. So then he went, they sent him home at a taxi. But after a few hours, all of a sudden they found out they don't have a bed for me, so I went home. Freddie was telling, I took the taxi apart. Where did you leave me? Where did you leave me? And then we left me, and where did you do with me? And I didn't want to stay there, and I wouldn't go with the nurse. So, but after that, he got used to it. But thank God, your father, there was a time, a day, that your grandfather, there was a day that he didn't come and visit me, no matter how much he worked and how much he was. And that was it. That kept us alive, kept me healthy, and kept him alive. So, it wasn't easy. But we always didn't took from anybody, no, nothing. Nobody gave us nothing. And if we had the money, we spent it. If we didn't have the money, we didn't spend it. It was a entirely different boat. I cooked everything, and then we had friends already. We made parties. We used to have like 24 people for dinner. And that was already when we moved out of Harlem. We had just 3 rooms because Harlem became, somebody was hitting on Freddie. Freddie came up one day, he said, "There is a gun, one guy has a gun." So I said, "Fred, Jack, we have to move right away." So then Lucy had she said her apartment, somebody moved out and I could have the 3-room. I said, "Okay, 3-room, we're going to 3-room. So we took the van on. We had parties in the living room. Living room made it like a dollar, and we went to their parties and they came to our parties. And we still have friends today, the one that are still alive. We're still gonna like it. Then beside even then, we had a friend from Denver. We had in 3 rooms. He came from Germany, he and his wife, and he had no place where to stay. So he